Hello and welcome back to another episode. Now today I'm going to be recording essentially a haul of incredibly cool loot that I got while I was away in Northern Ireland. Just got back from a week away visiting family and friends, went to a wedding and got back in around 2 a.m. this morning. It's now 9 a.m. the same morning and I'm so excited that I'm recording this partly for my friends who I was sort of spamming with pictures going, look at this cool stuff! And I just wanted to sort of get a comprehensive record of what it is that I've been given. Now I say given because my amazing brother-in-law was going to chuck out basically most of this stuff. He was going to give it off to a charity shop. And I got so excited that he said, well, you can have it if you want. I was like, yes. But then he saw how excited I was getting and he sort of went, oh, that is actually quite cool. And we came to the idea that we're going to call this a long-term curatorship. So he's sort of giving it to me, but also he is acknowledging that actually this stuff's pretty cool and maybe he doesn't want to entirely let it go. So starting, let's dive in. It's going to be quite a long video. I'm just going to have to rush through these items fairly quickly. Starting in no particular order, let's start with this thing here. Sin City, Frank Miller's Sin City. It's a superb graphic novel. I've always wanted a copy. The artwork's superb, the movie is amazing, and now I have Sin City, the book. So that's a great start to this haul. Next we have a Game Boy game. It's Kung Fu Master. And Kung Fu Master, I've actually given this a quick go, and it's a pretty good game actually. More than happy to look after it for my brother-in-law. Next we have Mickey Mouse! Mickey! I have given this a go, it's okay. Obviously Mickey has no weapons. So he's in this sort of, these series of levels full of enemies and it's very Disney, but it's quite a good game. I quite like playing it. Next we have, this is one I haven't played yet, or haven't tried out. We have Fortified Zone on the Game Boy. Again, I've heard interesting things about it. I shall give it a go pretty soon. Next we have another Game Boy game, and it is Universal Soldier. It's a poor man's Contra, as far as I can tell. But I enjoyed playing this while I was away, so gratefully received and added to the collection. Next we have Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt. This is actually a game that has a SNES equivalent. I won't be at all surprised if the Universal Soldier does as well. Give this a quick go. It's an interesting game. Already I've found a couple of sort of secret hidden areas and I've quite enjoyed playing it. Okay, next we have two items which I bought. I only bought a few things on this trip because I promised myself I wouldn't spend anything. But I spent a little bit. We have Marvel Zombies versus the Army of Darkness. Elements of Evil Dead and Bruce Campbell in there. A great story. I read that in one sitting. Bruce Campbell being his classic self. Next we have Henry's Gift, Magic Eye. This is actually a medieval adventure where you use Magic Eye to advance the story. You sort of solve puzzles by using Magic Eye. I quite like this. And I look forward to reading it properly. My wife, though, she can't do Magic Eye, sadly, so she won't get much out of it. Next we have a make your own adventure book, The Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Pretty funky. I say one thing that's really come out of this is just how similar the childhoods of me and my brother-in-law were. So thankfully we both liked the same stuff. We have another make your own adventure story, Island of the Lizard King. And we also have a direct your friends and exciting fantasy adventures, kind of like a make your own version of D&D, kind of like a RPG book there, so that's quite funky. We'll give that a go. Next we have an interesting item. This is, speaking of Contra, we have a Contra jigsaw. This Contra jigsaw is kind of cool. It's not the most impressive and more amazing quality, but you know, I said I'd take it off his hands. Next we have part of the Mega Drive game soundtrack. We have Superstar, there you go, wrestling, um, Slam Jam, with Bret Hitman Hart on there. Yeah, pretty cool. Also Randy Van Savage, isn't it? I think so. Definitely Undertaker. I'll have to get my tape player out to play that. Next we have a SNES game. Oh, but you don't have a SNES, I hear you cry. Well, we'll come to that in a moment. We have a SNES game, Street Fighter 2. I cannot wait to maybe give that a go. Who knows? Who knows what's coming up in this video. Next we have Super Mario All-Stars on the SNES. Interesting, a SNES game. Next, this is actually something that I got for free from a shop in Coleraine. It's a Game Boy Special, Advance SP, sorry, adapter. So it makes the console a little bit wider to hold. Definitely makes it easier for me to use the shoulder buttons. It's quite a nice little thing there, actually. I was using that to play the Game Boy games while I was away. Okay, next we have Right Said Fred Wonder Man, part of the advertising campaign for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I remember this song with very fond memories, and we gave this a quick play on my father-in-law's tape player, and memories came flooding back. He's a little wonder man. Oh, more Game Boy games. We have, let's see, Kirby's Pinball Land. I haven't actually played it, but I do like Kirby, so I look forward to giving it a go. We also have a game I've never heard of, and that is Harmony on the Game Boy. Never heard of it. It'd be interesting to see what this game is like. So, put those down there. Okay, what's next in this box of delights? Oh. Next we have a beautiful mint inbox Super Mario World on the SNES. Isn't that just a thing of beauty? All the corners are nice and crisp. It's just a thing of utter beauty. And another SNES game. Intriguing. I wonder how I'm going to play these SNES games. Next we have, let's see, the Game Boy game, and it is Adventure Island. I've heard fairly good things about it. Again, look forward to giving that a go, as and when I can. Okay, what next? Supersonic, Sonic the Hedgehog. It's some music linked to Sonic the Hedgehog. Again, couldn't say no to that. Now, I've always wanted one of these when I was growing up, and now I have one, and that is a Game Genie for the Game Boy. I'm not really much of a cheat, per se, a cheater, but I do quite like exploring codes and things in games, and that is a funky addition to the collection. Game Genie. Very cool. Okay, let's see, what else have we got? Oh, we seem to have a SNES instruction booklet. Oh, I wonder why we have a SNES instruction booklet. Again, I mean, it's intriguing. Next we have something that I'm not going to be able to play, not unless I get a floppy disk reader, but it is a PC version of my favourite Mega Drive game, that is Psycho Pinball, or certainly one of my favourite Mega Drive games. So I'm going to try and boot this up at some point. Psycho Pinball. I didn't know you could play it on the PC, so it'd be intriguing to see what that's like. Let's see, a couple of instruction booklets, but I shan't go into those. Next we have a Usborne Puzzle Adventure Omnibus. If you've watched my other videos, you may well have noticed that I love my Usborne Puzzle Adventures, and this is a big, thick omnibus of several adventures. And I'm also happy to say that my brother-in-law has not drawn on any of the puzzles. He's a good boy, so the book is still usable. Next we have Nigel Mansell, his sort of Formula 1 game on the SNES. Very cool. World Championship Racing. Yeah, again, another SNES game. Intriguing. Okay, let's see. Man, this box just goes on. Okay, next we have Starwing on the SNES. Not in box, but you know, you can't have everything. I'm very excited by Starwing on the SNES. Okay, what's next? We have Alien 3 in the box on the SNES, which is very cool. This is not mint, but you know, I'm not going to complain about that. It's also by the infamous LJN. If any of you out there are fans of the Angry Video Game Nerd, which I'm sure you are, you will have heard of LJN. Okay, let's move on, shall we? Oh, I'm not quite sure why I've got these. Ugly Kid Joe, America's Least Wanted. Not really sure why these are in here. Maybe he wanted to keep these. Let's go back to those. Okay, what's next? Oh, that's the booklet for Kung Fu Master. Codes for the Game Genie, which is pretty funky. Okay, next we have a very dusty boxed Blast Core on the N64. Very cool. We have Aero Fighters Assault boxed on the N64 there, which is fairly funky. Ooh. A beautiful boxed red version of the original Mario Kart on the SNES. Isn't that incredibly cool? So, yeah. Another SNES game though. However, will I play the SNES games? Okay. Next we have another SNES game, Super International Cricket. Some of you guys out there may not really be fans of cricket, especially if you're Australian. Man, I mean, yesterday's performance wasn't very good. Out for 60. Anyway, next we have an N64 game, NFL Quarterback Club 98. Now I have to say, I'm not really an NFL fan, but you know, I'll give this a go, see what it's like. I've never actually played an NFL game, so that may convert me. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep on going. Next we have Zombies, boxed on the SNES. I've never played this game, never even heard of it, but apparently it's pretty cool, so I'm looking forward to giving that a go. It looks like a lot of fun. Next we have, on the SNES, Doom, with the Super FX chip being used, I do believe. Doom on the SNES, in the box, in a very pristine box as well. Okay. More SNES games. What is going on? Okay, let's see. Next we have Fighter's Destiny on the N64. I have not heard of this game. I shall give it a go and report back. Next we have Olympic Hockey 98 on the N64. Never really played. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Me and my brother used to play hockey games on the Mega Drive all the time. I haven't played a hockey game on the N64 though, so I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Ooh. Okay, getting to the bottom of this box. Getting there. Next we have an empty Game Boy box. Let's put that down there. We have Battletoads World of Ragnarok on the in Ragnarok's World, sorry, on the Game Boy. I've heard interesting things about Battletoads. I'm more than happy to add that to the collection. Okay, let's see. We have a little Tiger F1 game. Tiger are infamously infamous. There's it. Yeah, I'll replace the battery, see what it's like. Okay, we have a head for Casper the Friendly Ghost. It's personal. Okay, we have a box of Chaos Marines, which is quite funky. I love me some Warhammer 40k, and also a box of Gretchen, which is pretty cool. My wife and I have already pilfered many years ago, or a couple of years ago, my brother-in-law's copy of Necromunda. So next we have to crack out some Warhammer 40k. We have a mixtape. Again, possibly he snuck that in there. Maybe he wants to keep it for himself. Right, okay, let's see. Almost there for the first box. Oh, next we have something else for the SNES. The little thing called the Super Game Boy. Oh yeah, oh yeah. But however will I use the Super Game Boy? I don't have a SNES. Super Mario All-Stars booklet there. I'm holding it in a way that makes it flop. Booklet there, which is pretty cool. Game Genie booklet. You know, I'm so pleased that he's the sort of person who kept all this stuff, because between me and my brother, well, my brother in particular, and all this stuff got kept with us. The boxes all actually, my mum threw out all our N64 boxes. So annoying. Okay, next we have Mortal Kombat 3, which is pretty darn cool. Again, in the box on the SNES. You cannot go wrong with a bit of Mortal Kombat. A little game called Donkey Kong Country on the SNES with its music CD inside, in the box. And a little game that I don't know. I'm not even sure if I've even played this one. I don't know. It's a Star Wars Episode 1 racer in the box for the N64. I don't know. I have to give that a go. I think I might have heard of it. Okay, next we have in the box for the SNES Cannon Fodder. Pretty darn funky. Looking forward to giving that a go. Next we have just the box of International Superstar Soccer 64. Not really a huge football fan, but I might see if I can pick up the game to put in the box. Instruction booklet. Next we have Shadow Man for the 64. I've got Shadow Man on the Dreamcast. I look forward to seeing what this version looks like. And finally, for this box anyway, we have in the box Mystical Ninja, the Legend of the Mystical Ninja for the SNES. I've heard interesting things, and look at that box art. Isn't that just trippy? That's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to giving that a go. Okay. Box number 1, empty. Let's put this. Let's get rid of this bitch. Actually, where can I I'll put it back over here. Put the other box inside it. Okay, we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Now that's most of the games out of the way. The rest of this stuff is there's a little bit less to go. So next we have, and I can't properly unfold this, but it's. Let's see if I can get this to the top of it for you. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. It's an Amiga poster, and I'm going to try and find a decent place to hang this. Let's see if I can. You can sort of see the bottom of it there. Amiga. Obviously, I'm an Indiana Jones fan. I'm an archaeologist, and I'm a computer gamer. So this poster is very special. Also lovely and crisp. God, I love my brother-in-law. Next we have another adventure book, but this one is a Nintendo adventure book. I think I might have talked about these before. I've got other ones in this series, but I haven't got this one, so really happy to have that one in the collection. Next we have a novel based on the best-selling Sega game Road Rash. Yes, that's right, Road Rash the novelization. Oh yeah, that's going to be something which that's going to be a page turner, I'm sure. But again, I couldn't say no to that. We have another Nintendo adventure book, Double Trouble. Looking forward to giving that a go. We also have this, and this is an adventure game or no, another adventure, to do your own adventure series book. But I love the drawing on the front. Transformers and Grimlock, presumably fighting with a Triceratops. How can you not think that's cool? So that's a much simpler adventure book, though, by the look of it. We have 2 more Osborne puzzle books. We have Murder on the Midnight Plane, which my wife informs me we already have, but it's always good to have another copy, see which one's the more pristine. And we have another, like a compilation of Osborne puzzle adventures, just there, so 3 in 1. More for the collection. I'm so pleased to have a growing collection of Osborne puzzle books, I really am. Next we have a book which I just thought was really cool, and it's Codes, Ciphers and Secret Writing. And on the bottom it's got some runes. I love runes. I can write and read me some runes. Fairly funky book, pretty old school. Look at that drawing on the back. Pretty old style, but pretty cool as well. So that came with me. We have the Bash Street Kids 1984. I love the Bash Street Kids, and I was born in 1984. So I figured this has my name written all over it. I cannot wait to read this. And once again, it's in beautiful, beautiful condition. So pleased with it. Next we have a box of mini Boglins, 20 mini Boglins. Actually, my father-in-law and I replaced the window here. It had fallen out, so we glued that back in. And if you don't remember Boglins, give them a bit of a Google. There was like a fad in the 90s. You can get sort of big versions that sort of sit on your hand like puppets, but these are tiny little Boglins, sort of statues. And each and every one has its own character. So let's see, this guy has spilled ice cream on his head. So next in the box we have a piece of hardware. A little piece of hardware, a really funky fighter stick SN for a console called the SNES. Intriguing. But what good is this to me? I have no SNES, I hear you cry. Next we have a slightly dusty control pad for a SNES. Well, you know, I said I'd take it, even though I don't have a SNES, you know. Next we have some plugs and cables and things. These look kind of SNES-like. Again, I've got no real use for them, but I said I'd take them off his hands, you know. I'd look after them for him. Next we have another version of Psycho Pinball. This is actually a demo disc. And again, I'm intrigued to sort of give this a go and see what it's like. I'll love me some Psycho Pinball, and be interesting if I can get hold of a floppy disk drive to give them a go. We could give it. It may not even run actually on modern Windows. I guess we'll see. Next we have an interesting little thing, which I just couldn't. You know, like when someone's going to give something away to charity shop and you go, no, they're never going to know how that works. Well, this was going to go to a charity shop, and it's a sort of like a disc. You squeeze the sort of the orange thing, and the disc sort of flies out. So like that, and it sort of goes flying. And I thought that's just too obscure to actually. You see the little divots in the thing, and they sort of go in there. Too obscure to just trust. You know, if you put these in a basket somewhere, people aren't going to know that they go together. So I thought I'll keep it. I'll look after it, and maybe fire the old disc at the dog, or maybe even at the wife. I mean, who knows? So yeah, we have that. Next we have yet another SNES controller. I mean, I don't have a SNES, but you know, SNES controllers are kind of cool. Again, I said I'd look after it. And finally, the pièce de résistance. For all those lovely SNES games, a SNES to call my own. Yes, oh yes! Now, if you've watched my Zelda video, you'll know that the first time I saw this console was when I first saw Zelda: A Link to the Past, and I have been wanting a SNES ever since then. But you'll also know, if you've watched my previous videos, that I don't like just collecting for the sake of it. So I've never actually gone to buy a SNES because I never owned a SNES. I like to collect things that I love. But in this case, I'm willing to slightly break my rule because I've been given a SNES. And a lot of these games I have played in one way or another, things like Star Wing, for example, and also I want to finally play A Link to the Past on the SNES, using a SNES controller as it was intended, and now I can. Super Metroid, for example, Mega Man X, you know, all these games which I've heard so much about, I can now play. So I'm slightly, not breaking, I'm bending my rule. If you're given something cool, it'd be rude to say no. And in this case, I've been given a license to have so much fun with my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful SNES. Slightly yellowed on the plastic, but then again, that happens with lots of SNESes over time. And it needs a little bit of cleaning. Then again, an awful lot of stuff in this particular haul does need a bit of a dust, but couldn't be happier. I got a SNES! And that's it, folks. That is my haul from Northern Ireland. I was speechless when this stuff was coming out. It was coming out of a room upstairs. It was covered in dust, and bit by bit it was just emerging. There was actually an N64 console too. But I've got an N64, I wasn't going to be greedy. We actually we sold that in Northern Ireland. And my brother-in-law will be getting the cash for it soon. But everything else, the stuff I didn't have, or the stuff that I just desperately, desperately wanted, or could give a good home, has come back with me to the northeast of England, and I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier. And what am I going to do today? Well, after the long drive, I deserve a day off, and I'm probably going to start my day once I've finished filming this by playing this beauty, by playing Street Fighter 2 on my lovely, lovely new SNES. Anyway guys, as ever, hopefully this has been an interesting video for you. I don't particularly like doing unboxings or haul videos or Hoard or pickups or whatever, but this is just such a special pickup, or special set of pickups. I just had to share it with those people who I was spamming, my friends on Facebook as it were, and I'm really honoured actually to be given the opportunity to look after this stuff, and to curate it and to polish it and to bring it back to its pristine beauty. So cool. Anyway, as I say, as ever, until next time, please do take care, and I'm so happy. Bye bye.